here today playing the lovely server called Rune-Destiny. For those of you who don't know, this is a RuneScape private server video, not a regular old school RuneScape server. This will be a series going on the Iron Man, standard Iron Man walkthrough series at least. I have multiple different methods to get started as a standard Iron Man. Ultimately, what path you end up choosing, whether you want to take any of my advice on these Iron Man videos and follow the same path I take, is up to you, but this is probably the best method to use. So we're going to go ahead and select the standard Iron Man, and we're going to go for permanent, so you can't change back. This server is very nice because it offers not only the usual Ultimate Iron Man and the regular Iron Man, along with a regular XP boosted account. You have a old school RuneScape mode, which is beneficial for those of you who like the original XP rate of old school RuneScape or the classic RuneScape, but you like to play on a private server where it's easy to obtain items, rare items, buy anything from shops for a reasonable price, and make enough money to obtain all of these items as such. And it's not bad. It's actually a pretty fun game mode. I have 3 accounts on here, including a maxed out Iron Man, which I have used as my reference for making this guide. So let's go ahead and hop in and choose what our photo-y character is going to look like. That's very basic. Very purple. Go with the classic beard. We're going to make it look white. Once we got gray. I'll stick with that. Legs. That works. And that works right there. Cool. So this is a unique home that the owner spent probably about a week designing. So let's just go ahead and give a basic walkthrough of where everything is. So over here you have the typical guide, tells you basics of the server. You have an emblem trader for mysterious emblems. In here you have all of the shops that we do not have access to. Wise Old Man, guy you trade for skill capes. Skill capes are unavailable until a skill is actually reached 99 on a player, then you can access it and buy it. These are mainly just donor shops, except for Varza, he imbues rings. You have your miscellaneous supplies for potions, armor, melee kind of gear, range supplies for the shop, and the magic supplies. Here we have our shopkeeper. This is where we're going to get everything that we can actually buy for a shop. This is probably going to be the only place we can get stuff. So the way we start off this Iron Man walkthrough is thieving. So currently, Ava's accumulator costs 1,000,000 coins. Then you have all this other gear that costs like a measly small amount, right? Along with the chisel that's randomly down there. So basically my idea of a walkthrough, or to start off as an Iron Man, is 1.1 is what we should thieve until. You can continue thieving after that, up to you. The Iron Man has the same XP rate as a regular player, so you have a bonus XP rate. You're not stuck with a slow XP rate as you would on RuneScape or old school RuneScape. You get the private server bonus of the XP rate, so it doesn't take forever. So your leveling is free gain as you see fit, but you need at least 1 mil for the office accumulator. And ultimately I'm setting you up to be able to grind out almost anything later on down the line. So currently, that's where all the shops are located. Here you have all the thieving stalls, all the way from where the merchant is that you sell all of your stuff to, that you thieve. You can deposit them in the bank, note the items, come back here and sell all of them noted later on, or you could just sell them straight out of your inventory with, as long as you have 1 coin available in your inventory. Start off, you don't even start thieving here, to be honest. You actually have to go to the skilling area. You got drop manager. You have weird old man. If any of your items degrade and disappear from your inventory, talk to him and he returns them if you pay him, or he can repair degraded items. Makeover mage, that one's kind of self-explanatory. Got a clue chest over here. Clue scroll handler over here. If you bring him a easy, medium, and hard clue, use one of the clues on him, he'll immediately exchange it for a master clue, which will have some kind of level requirement in order to open. The clue scrolls, very simple. They don't require you to go anywhere. You just have to click on them and it gives you the casket for them. Gertrude, simple enough. Go into this house that is northeast of the bank, or correction, southeast. You have all of your Slayer Masters. So I mean, the home's pretty self-explanatory. For those of you who are interested, this is actually the Well of Goodwill. The owner turned this geyser into the Well of Goodwill. So, I kind of like the server. It's my favorite out of them all because I don't play on any others. Not to mention the unique spawn. The owner took the time to actually move everything around. This was originally a church that he turned into the banks. You have an altar. If you're a donor, you can heal here. Vote store. So the server goes simple enough off of this. You vote once every 12 hours. Turn your vote points. You type in semicolon, reward space 1, and it gives you tickets, these vote tickets. Click the red button that's right here. All the vote tickets are in your inventory. Click vote tickets, and it asks if you would like to exchange all the vote tickets for vote points. You say yes, and it will turn them into vote points, in which case you can come here and exchange vote points for anything in here. Mystery boxes, Santa hats, Ring of Wealths, Ranger tunics, cooking gauntlets. So this is basically where you come for all of your skilling items. You got prospector gear, pyromancer, rogue gear, farmers, anglers, lumberjack. Ignore the cow stuff and the mime stuff, those do nothing. Spotted cape for hunting, fancy tiara for rune crafting, farming, smithing, cooking, and a ranger's tunic for, of course, range. So simple enough. Now we've gone across all that. Let's go ahead and hop in. Let's open our hourly rewarding. Gilded Kite Shield. I'll take it. Not exactly what I want, but we'll throw that into a cosmetic gear place. So the biggest thing that's different from a lot of other servers is you go to the spell book. This isn't where you go to teleport to places. You actually have a T that's located around your mini-map. If you're in this form, it's up in the top right. You have resizable screens, so of course you can go ahead and use that. So you have simple training, monster teleports, mithril dragons, demonic gorillas. All around the server has a lot in it. And I guarantee you'll find a lot more because the owner is working on a major update, and the major update is going to add in stuff like dragon plate bodies, ornamental kits for dragon boots, dragon defenders, etc. Rune dragons, adamant dragons, Vorkath, those are all being implemented. I mean, if you want a list of all the bosses we currently have implemented, we have all of these to begin with. KBD, Chaos Elemental, Corporal Beast is in here. You got God Wars, Lizard Shamans, Bissell Sire. We have raids thrown in here, and raids are kind of great. I love them. Chaos Elementals, Kraken. You have very obvious kinds of bosses in here. So simple enough. This is a skilling area. It's a little cramped, but I mean it's easy because everything's right here in one place. So simple enough. You have a Zamrock Mage that teleports you to the Abyss for rune crafting, Essence Mine, and the Overseer. Anvil and Furnace in the same place, a Spinning Wheel. You have an Agility Trainer, so if you want to, or you have Grace here, if you want to teleport anywhere for Agility, you have to talk to them, and she'll ask you if you want to go to rooftop Agility courses or any of the basic Agility courses. You got a Master Fisher. You can access this shop as an Iron Man, so you don't have to go kill things. I do believe you are not allowed to buy any of the raw fish, though. You cannot buy either of these three. Everything else, I believe, you can buy as an Iron Man. If you trade the Tanner, all of this stuff shows up in here. You can't buy any of it. The molten glass and the glass blowing pipe, you can buy those from the Iron Man shopkeeper. So you don't want to trade the actual trader for that, otherwise it won't let you buy it. You can't buy cowhide at all. I don't think you can buy it from the Iron Man trader either. Yeah. So you can't buy cowhide. You can buy needle, you can buy thread. You can't buy cut or uncut gems in here. None of those. You can buy any of these molds, chisel. Simple enough. If you click on him rather than right click and trade, hence why I right click and trade, he'll tan the hides for you, and it's fairly close to a bank booth, obviously, so it makes skilling a little bit easier. You have a pottery oven, cooking range, all pretty simple. Simple enough. You have all these fishing areas. That's self-explanatory, along with mining being over here. Flax farm. I recognize a lot of players come on here and they want to click on the flax nonstop to pick it up as quick as possible. That does nothing. You actually have to click on it and leave it be. And what your guy will do is he will continue to pick until that specific plant is gone. And then you have to click again. Moving on, you have your farming patch. You have poison ivy bushes, compost bin. You do have to pay to compost to get the compost, but it's cheap as heck. Master Farmer, 35 thieving is required to pickpocket him, which I will get to when we go through thieving. When you get to 35 thieving, you get more XP from pickpocketing the Master Farmer than you do from stealing from the stalls at home. So if anything, I would recommend coming back here at level 35 to pickpocket him, especially as an Iron Man, because then you can use all those seeds for farming. As a regular player, you don't have to pickpocket as many seeds, obviously, because I'm pretty sure you get more from monster drops, because you can kill monsters that drop seeds more commonly earlier on as a regular player who has access to all those shops than you would as an Iron Man. Over here is where we want to start off. It's simple enough. Pickpocketing. This is supposed to be introduction to the server, so it should take about 3 thieves to get to level 5. Then all we simply have to do is teleport back home and start off by thieving from all of these stalls. Start off over here at the crafting stall. So simple enough, or cake stall, I guess. Steal from cakes. Doesn't matter what level you ultimately get to. We're going to be here for probably about 20 minutes or so at most. And the reason why is when you get to 35, we're not going to move on and go to the Master Farmer, because with my guide, we completely skip over that step about the XP rate. Because at that point, we're not in it for the XP rate, we're in it for the money. And the reason why is because the 1 mil will give us the Ava's accumulator. Oh yeah, which reminds me before I forget, thieving from all these stalls gives you a chance to yield a clue scroll from the stall. And the clue scrolls give simple enough stuff. hard clues, master clues give you the third age. Everything underneath it gives you exactly what you'd expect from it. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go ahead and trade him. So a single inventory will give me about 40k from this first stall. I believe you need 35 to steal from the second stall. Yeah, 35 needed from the second stall. So we'll go ahead and pickpocket, thieve a second inventory from this crafting stall. Or at least until 35, and then we'll sell it, and we'll start off from the general stall. So this is overall an introduction to the server. The owner makes sure to update, he fixes bugs, great community to begin with. I mean, low player base at nighttime. We have a UK player base and a mild US player base. Most of the player base for the US is on the East Coast, so if you're trying to time it on when most people are on. Weekends they'll be on early in the morning to the afternoon. Nighttime you'll see a lot more UK players come on, probably around 2 a.m. Eastern time. If you honestly want that on. But, I mean, you guys probably don't care too much about that stuff. So simple enough, this is a anti-cheat server. Cheat clients don't exactly work. AFK checks, obviously. Those hourly rewards that you guys saw me open at the beginning, you get one every hour, okay, if you're active. If you're standing idle and AFK, the game will register you as idle or AFK, and you won't obtain any more of those hourly rewards. I recommend joining while you still can. You can still get some good things from those hourly rewards. Dragon ornamental pieces, basically. Dragon full helm, chain body, plate legs, plate skirt, scimitar, all of those gold trims you can get from the hourly rewards currently. And while you can obtain those, they're very beneficial, especially as an Iron Man at some point, rather than having to grind out mithril dragons for God knows how long. But this is a basic introduction to the server, and the follow-up video will be the continuation. I'm going to go ahead and off-screen go ahead and train up this thieving and get to the 1.1 mil. So when the next video is uploaded, probably within 30 minutes to an hour or so, I'll go ahead and pick up right where we're leaving off here. Simple enough, but feel free to join the server. You got friendly staff members, friendly economy, friendly player base. A lot of people are kind to new players and give out items. So we're trying to increase the player base, and you guys should come join us.